got some footage I want to show you.
Yeah.
Check this out.
Okay, so we're in, say, a college in America somewhere, high school.
I mean, that was supposed to be a highlight.
That was a...
Fuck me.
Just when you're making a highlight reel, don't include the walkouts. It's not worth it.
The handshakes, leave that in. This is literally a handshaking highlight. This isn't what I had. This is not what I... Who's edited this?
I gotta admit, if I was a fighter, I think I'd be like a submission.
You're hard to pin down in arguments. That's
exactly, and I'd just slowly choke you out.
Yeah, verbal jiu-jitsu is what Lawrence is an expert in. Has he got it? He's
there,
got it.
Yeah, he's done.
I tell you what, that must be horrible knowing that someone's got your angle. Who can do that to it?
You know what you don't understand is how flexible these guys are as well. It's incredible.
I mean, literally, they could let a lass eat his arse out while chewing his toenail, I'm assuming.
That's offensive.
And there's the submission.
I'm going to be honest with you, Brian. I don't know who Dillon Danis is.
This guy has just been called out by Jake Paul.
It is lit every single day, bro. Let's go.
This guy.
Jake Paul wants a piece of that ass.
In the octagon?
No, in a boxing ring. So the thing is, he is Conor McGregor's training partner. Jake Paul thinks he can beat him.
Turns out, Shane, you need to go back for another episode. This guy's fucking crazy.
To be honest with you, I sort of see the logic a little bit. So
should we start this episode by looking at the definition of moron?
No, he had.
We'll call a psychologist for an hour and see what a moron is.
So he had a fight.
Okay, so this guy's big enough that Joe Rogan's reacting to him.
Yeah, he's a shit talker. So the world knows about him, and he's adopted the Conor McGregor way of talking, the confidence, the arrogance. So you see him getting clipped a lot.
Wait.
He's getting punched.
That's not clipped.
Like, he could have been knocked out there, to be fair. So on the feet, that's not his speciality. He's a submission guy, as you say. But because he trains with Conor McGregor, and he like in all the big Conor McGregor events where he's promoting Proper 12, or when the bus thing happened, I think he might have been there. He's just around McGregor, so you know who he is. His name in the MMA world is a lot bigger than it should be, because he's got that friendship. And I think because of that, Jake's looking at him like a perfect guy to fight, to have some credibility. Because it's like, you got the big name, everyone knows him, yet he isn't an expert on the feet. That being said, Jake's probably seen about a minute, as we have there, of him fighting on the feet. He looked bad against another striker, another MMA fighter. That doesn't mean that you're able to step in the ring with them.
Yeah. So what do you think the logic of Jake Paul is? Because it can't just be this guy looks bad in this fight.
It's a win for Jake. He gets in the ring with a professional MMA fighter with a huge name. If he doesn't lose in the first few rounds, he gets massive credibility for having the balls for it.
It legitimizes
If he wins, then Dillon Danis is humiliated. From a business standpoint, Jake's thinking, oh, fuck me, this is great, this is brilliant. You can't call me a pussy if I step in the ring with this guy.
But do you ever think, let's just test it one more time with another YouTuber just before
I'm thinking so, because I don't, no offense to Deji, but Deji and Dillon Danis are very different shaped people, different experience. Like Dillon Danis, for all he looked bad on the feet there, he's training with Conor McGregor every fucking day.
Yeah.
Like, he's gonna know some shit. He might have just had a bad fight there. He might be better than what that showed. And he might get in there and punch the fuck out of you in about 2 minutes. There's a very real possibility.
This other guy is probably a better striker as well than Dillon is.
And the guy's probably a better striker than Deji. No offense to Deji. He's got some natural ability, Deji, but he's a lot smaller than Dillon Danis. There's a totally different fucking fight.
Do you think there's a problem here is that Jake Paul's fights only people with D in their name?
That's literally, he's like...
Daniel Adji,
Derek
Akora, and Derek's busy. It's
even Deji took Jake a good few rounds. Jake's been getting a lot of shit from the MMA crowd because it's like, yeah, you're a fucking pussy, you're this, you're that, and it's like, no, he's just offered to fight an MMA fighter out.
Yeah,
like, there's nothing bitch about Jake Paul for doing that. You got to give the lad credit, and I admire his balls, but I'm just thinking, just make sure you're fucking ready for this shit. After every Dillon Danis Instagram post, Jake's posting underneath, I would beat your ass. Like, I actually really admire the balls on him.
I admire it because
I love your balls
because he's baiting him. But surely you do not want to get this guy angry. If you want to get anyone
I don't
angry,
know, because I think for Dillon, he must be thinking, if I step in there and don't wipe him out in a round, my reputation as this MMA hard man is in tatters.
No,
because he's talked mad shit about John Jones, like real bad men. Do you know what I mean? Who would probably kill him.
But if you're challenging anyone, because this guy's clearly not a boxer, he's he's someone who likes to get them down and submit them. If you need to consult anyone, Jake can call his trainer, right? Dillon Danis, Conor, do you remember when you fought one of the greatest boxers of all time?
Did you learn anything from that?
Did you learn anything from that? Yeah. Could you pass that on to me? Yeah. You'll come down next week and train for 2 weeks with me because you've got very little on right now. Fantastic, friend.
Yeah.
Okay, bye, friend.
That's what I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? Jake's got Shannon the Cannon Briggs to call him.
Let's go, Chum!
You've got to ask yourself this question, Brian. Would you rather have the phone number of Shannon Briggs or you, yourself, Conor McGregor?
I don't think you'd need the phone number of Shannon Briggs, just one sort of recorded answer machine message from him, repeating, let's go, Chum.
Let's go,
Chum.
Yeah.
Let's go, Chum!
So we've got a bit of beef on YouTube.
On YouTube? Never.
Never. Do you remember that girl who apparently got kidnapped and then everyone was like, oh my god, where is she? And she started getting loads of views. And
Con was giddy with that on that.
She offered to fuck Wella, apparently.
At Joe Boy.
She was one of the first women that Wella turned down. Okay. But anyway, the point is, Keemstar's sort of been calling her out apparently a little bit. And then I think Jack said something about it in this podcast. And then it sort of spiraled. So let's just...
Keemstar's a dickhead.
Oh, he's a prick.
Yeah, he's a massive bellend. Do you know much about Keemstar?
Not really. I know
actually
he
not?
commentates on a lot, doesn't he?
He's
and
like-
he's quite mean to people.
Alright, so basically they're talking shit about Keem. They don't rate Keem. So Keem made a video on Twitter responding to Jack. It does feel like two shit-talking heavyweights coming head-to-head.
They're good at grappling. They're good at strike. They're basically
can do it all.
These guys are heavyweights, like you say.
On the
So they are.
YouTube,
Yeah,
I like this.
Yeah, you're gonna go on a podcast and slag off YouTubers.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And I fire a roast back and you blocked me on Twitter. Maybe you shouldn't talk shit about anyone, because you can't take it. And by the way, during that podcast where you were talking shit, this creature...
That is not fair.
Creature is a funny word, though. At least use his proper name, which is Memulus +1. KSI coined that, and that's a fair.
I've hated that person since he's ever shown his face on this goddamn platform. You two are pathetic and sad.
I must admit, right?
I think he was actually talking to us at the end of the video
I
there.
must admit, maybe he was. What I like about Jack and Keem is that they don't mince their words. Like, they do just come out and be like, I either fucking like someone, I fucking hate them.
So that in the moment, they say whatever they're feeling.
Yeah, and the thing is, when it comes to a battle of wits, I'd put JaackMaate up against anyone. He's funny as fuck. But when it comes to just straight up talking shit, Keem's got a black belt in that. Keem put a tweet out afterwards saying, you've got the frosted tip. That was quite funny.
No, it's funny, but
I'm only saying that because I'm like Keem. We not a lot of hair.
I like Jack's hair, though.
Ever thought of frosting your tips? Frost yourself.
Why would I do that? That's a reference to How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Frost yourself.
I think you're Matthew McConaughey up in
To
this
be
bitch.
fair, how you like to see me take my shirt off? Anyway,
Do you ever think there is a problem in that when you podcast, you feel like you are in a private little place, you feel like you can have a chat? And
I've done that
feel like
before
it
when
will-
I revealed what Logan said to me in a text message, and then all of a sudden it's on drama alert.
Yeah.
Where he goes on to say that he spoke to Logan and Logan said it's all lies.
I don't think I'm Alex said he was friends with him at any point, but Keem was
Said
sort
he
of...
was DMing him, sort of thing.
This
And
fits
then
into my
Keem
whole
was,
idea.
I've hated this person
since the day he got on this platform.
Speaking of beef, I got involved in a little bit of a Twitter spat.
Who with?
With William, formerly of XO. Before I've kicked them out now.
What happened?
So basically, I put a picture up of my video, my last one, with the whiteboard in the background saying, what should I paint here? And he said, I'd argue it's the shirt that needs changing. All of his subpar intellect basic bitch fans have come out and supported him for that.
Oh, that's so funny.
Sorry, it's not a fucking hoodie with no colour on. Yeah, with a word on it, fashionista.
Brian and I are starting a label called Spade.
He then come out and said, oh, sorry, Mr. JaackMaate, just because they don't come in sizes for giants.
Body
to
shaming.
To me, that
don't
is,
get caught up in this Sidemen shit.
No, but let's not forget that that is basically body shaming.
Yeah, that's body shaming. A fat person who eats his emotions. You don't talk to Brian like that. He's having a hard time. I'm sorry about that there, mate.
But
and you shouldn't be making fun of Will.
I looked at the likes. Obviously, I make a mental note of them all.
Yeah.
So many girls liking this, and I'm like, oh, sorry. If any of you lot got called fatty, I'm sure that you wouldn't think it was that funny. Double standards.
Double, well, you love double.
Double cream?
Yep.
Double chocolate?
Yep, double chocolate. Double cheeseburger.
It's annoying though. Fucking slags.
Look at his disgusting body, they shout.
Hey guys, it's Bethany and Kristen from Girl Defined Ministries, and today we are going to be talking about why I saved my first kiss for marriage. So actually, as y'all are watching this video right now, I will be on my honeymoon. I'm not married yet, but when you see this, I will literally be married. I will be.
She's going to be on her honeymoon.
We all know where you're going with this.
She hasn't had any
kisses. She's never kissed a man.
She's not even
you know
sucked
what?
a dick.
I have not kissed Dave. We are saving our first kiss for when we are husband and wife, and that may be so weird to some of y'all. You might be like, I have never heard of that.
Imagine having to listen to this bitch for like months on end.
Stop calling her a bitch.
Just waiting to fuck her.
What is wrong with you?
What kind of loser would do that? She's bound to be as coordinated as a fucking horse on roller skates in bed.
Can I just say, that sounds like a great YouTube series.
What if we did something so radical? What if we waited until we were husband and wife to actually kiss?
Radical is when you overthrow the government, Pet. You're
radical.
kissing a man on the lips.
Because I know God says that we should save sex for marriage and that intimacy ultimately is reserved for marriage, but what about kissing?
How about not breathe at all? Do you know what I mean? I'm going to not breathe until I'm married.
How about we wait until we're married to do anything together? We will not speak.
To be fair, after listening to her for 2 minutes, I think he probably wishes they'd said speaking until marriage.
No.
Because damn.
I can understand why a good Christian guy with good Christian values would want to marry
He's
her.
the biggest atheist I know.
You know some bigger atheists than me.
All right,
I'm 6 foot, but I'm not a big guy.
I'm so excited to experience this bit of intimacy, kissing with my husband on our wedding day. Like,
can you imagine on their wedding day? You may kiss the bride. Oh my God, it's amazing.
She's literally kissing him on the like nose because her aim is so bad.
She literally like. How do we do this again? Dave.
there are a lot of really awesome godly guys out there.
Amazing
But there are
godly
also a lot that are just not quite so awesome.
It must be hard to find an awesome, godly guy.
Okay, so guy number one that you shouldn't date, court, or marry is this.
Geordie.
Mr. Talk. Mr. Talk is also known as Mr. Smooth.
What you want to find is an awkward guy who stutters over every word. The second you find that guy, marry that godly son of a bitch.
Louis Theroux.
I say, Marissa, I was just wondering, I was thinking about a date last week. Is that something we could do? And she goes, my God, he's fucking godly.
He's awesome, godly guy.
So, for example, he might say, yeah, I love the Lord. I love going to church. I love getting involved. I love reading my Bible.
I love the fact, right, that she's sucking this guy's dick. And
She's
like,
not!
He talks her into it. He's like, look, I'm a really awesome, godly guy, and if you suck my dick, like, I'm up for doing any of the churchy stuff that you want to do. Do you know what I mean? So she literally sucks a fat load down, and then afterwards, he's like,
stop.
Oh, our God would have really been proud of you there. He would have loved that. And she's like, okay, so now we can read Bible. And he goes, I'm just gonna get half an hour. I'm a bit tired from work, but you read your Bible and then tell me about it afterwards. Can you imagine though being in a relationship with a girl going, you haven't read your Bible today? And I'm like, bitch, I'm fucking tired, man. Do you know what I mean? You worry about your own fucking Bible reading. I'll worry about mine.
We've been reading the Bible now for 5 years. Can we use another book? All right.
The washing machine is broken.
The washing machine is literally
I'm reading
broken.
the fucking manual to fix this. And I tell you what, when the Bible starts fucking making us money, then we'll talk. But I've got bills to pay, woman.
If in the first 7 days God had created a Bosch auto dryer, I believe that he would have put the instructions in the New Testament, okay? Do you understand what I mean? I imagine her husband has another book inside the Bible. Do you know what I mean? Are you reading the Bible? I'm reading the Bible. I'm still reading the fucking Bible. Do you know
the cover of the Bible, put a Spider-Man comic book inside.
Literally, is it? Wow. Bruce Wayne really inspires
woman.
me.
What a woman.
When you say Bruce Wayne, do you mean Moses? I meant Moses. Moses was just inspiring.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And guy number two is Mr. Anger. This is the guy that gets like set off by really small things. Driving in a car and someone just barely comes in his other lane and he gets like blows up and gets really mad. It's a guy
like they've been in a car with you.
Does not have control of his temper, does not have control over his tongue and his mouth and what he's thinking.
I've got good tongue control, woman. You're missing out.
And I personally would never date, court, or marry a Mr. Anger, and I would encourage you not to either.
I like how they think they're so perfect.
Yeah.
That's what's really becoming apparent. The way they're like, this is who I don't want. Do you know who I don't want? Mrs. Religion. Huh?
Mrs. Religion's fine. It's Mrs. Sanctimonious that I'm worried about. Do you know what I mean?
He's just always struggling, but always telling you that he's going to do better, that he's going to get over it. So we highly caution you with a guy that's really struggling.
Because if there's one thing religion teaches us, it's to not help anyone who's struggling.
And in our culture, we do often hear like, oh, lust, it's a guy problem. Sexual sin, it's a guy problem.
Pornography, it's a guy problem. Yeah.
But the reality is, it's not a guy problem. It's a human problem.
Can I just say, you and I have conversations on a daily basis about
sexual sin.
Perfectly healthy things. I come along and I say, Brian, do you have a good night last night? You say, yeah, I just stayed in. I played a little Red Dead Redemption. Had a nice evening to myself. I got a little takeaway. There's no sex mentioned sometimes. Sometimes we can go literally minutes without talking about sex. These people speak so much about sex.
Just scratch the itch, girls. Just scratch
No,
that
I'm not
itch.
saying that. I'm just saying, stop talking about it and it will not bother you anymore.
Nah, that's not true, because every time they just and just graze against their pussies, they're like,
stop.
If I really had a good go on that, it would.
I
tell you what, I put money on that these two have had a good fucking flick of their beans.
They think I'm this perfect Christian girl. If I speak up, what's going to happen to my reputation, to my friends? What are my parents going to think?
Tell your family about all your sexual deviancy. Mom, got something to share again.
Desperate for a wank today, man.
I'm struggling with sexual obsession and sin again, Mum.
My mother's cooking a sausage casserole and all of a sudden just starts cutting the sausages in half. We've got to get this out of her head. Bethany and David engagement story. I need to see this kid. I need to see this kid.
Come on, David.
Here we go.
All right. We're so excited.
Yep.
And guess what?
She's drugged him.
We holding hands for those of you who have been
Sinners!
story, you know.
Sinners, wash them clean.
They touch a lot, don't they? You can tell they're so frustrated, can't you? There's no way you can touch each other as much as they are and not go forward and just go for the full thing. What's happening with the hands? Like, their hands are fucking because they can't. Oh my god. Oh, he got the guitar.
So you have a lot of fans in your life, and I'm one of them. I don't know what think you're one of a kind.
It's bad.
This is what she's been waiting for. This is what she's slagging everyone else off for, because this is the pinnacle.
These kind of people go to Ed Sheeran concerts and enjoy it.
She thought Grease wasn't even a musical. She thought it was a documentary.
And then he puts the ukulele down.
Thank God.
And he pulls out a gift bag that had been sitting over there.
Oh, he thinks he's so smooth, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's Mr. Smooth.
You fucking idiot.
He dropped the guitar.
He's gonna blow his beans in her muff so fucking quick. She's gonna have waited for this for 30 fucking miserable years to get fucked by that little geek for 30 fucking seconds. Well done. 1 second per fucking year you've been born.
Do you know,
now get her back to reading that fucking Bible.
She's gonna have to endure at least a 40-minute ukulele session that night. I can't believe we're married. We're still married now. I'm looking at your body and you're still married to me. Oh, they don't even rhyme, David. This has been sent to me and I've been told that this is... Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But come on in.
Do you want to come and be in it with it?
Welcome, Will.
We're ending it with Will. Save the best for last.
This is food reviewer doing Chick-fil-A spicy chicken sandwich. I've been told this is classic food reviewer.
Okay.
Right, ready?
And
food reviewer. I do reviews on the YouTube. You never knew such a cool dude. I keep it so fly, and do you know why? It's cause I know whether to buy that food.
Yo guys, what's going on? It's a food reviewer. Today we're in Warwick, Rhode Island.
Warwick.
He wouldn't fit one of the shovel shirts either, I tell you.
Looks like a fucking walrus.
There's just no knuckles there, is there? They're just sunken.
Casual. So, welcome Chick-fil-A. I just feel so comfortable right now.
Genuinely, when he's ordering fast food, it's probably the only time he ever talks to a woman. He's got a really feminine looking fit. Like, he reminds me of like a grandma who hands out sloppy joes at high school lunch.
He's already pulling away. She's not even stopped. He's already going, see ya.
He's an expert drive-through man.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he knows when this is done.
Oh yeah. Look how happy is his face. Look at his eye. I love him. Look at the way he is. He's just such a nice guy. He's got this.
Lawrence, all he's doing is collecting food.
But it's his awkward. It's the awkward demeanor. It's like he's got a slightly guilty look on his face. Like
I was once sat behind my dad in a drive-through. My dad didn't know I was behind him. And do you know the bollards that they have next to the drive-through? He literally scraped his car all the way along one of those bollards, and I was just like, "Yeah, that's the man who gave me life."
Yeah,
fantastic.
Brian also followed on and scraped it across 2 bollards.
Well, yeah, you've got to do like father life son.
I've had an iced coffee last me probably friggin' 5 hours once.
No, no, you haven't. 5. No, what? I feel like you two are very invested in this.
Very. Here we go. Here we go. That's the good stuff.
Oh,
And then look how happy he is. Look at him. He's really feeling himself.
Oh, and it's another bite. He never says anything after the first bite.
Never.
It's always a minimum 2 bites, if not 3 bites, before a reaction.
Oh, it's hit him in the
like
heart,
it?
isn't it?
Is this even fast food? Is Chick-fil-A considered fast food?
Absolutely. Look at it. Of course it's fast food. Look at it. I would love to meet this guy. I really want to meet him.
He's actually been talking about getting us a flight to America to meet him.
I would love to
That'd
do
be
that.
jokes.
Can you imagine us doing a drive-through with him?
Man. Your little head just poking up in the background.
Ooh, it's quite spicy. He's
His eyes
crying.
are watering.
Yeah.
That might be a tear in his eye from how happy he is. I'm not sure what it is.
The bun is so soft and flaky.
Like he's not a word you want to hear about a bun.
Buttery.
Okay, that's
He loves a fucking stick of butter, this guy.
He looks a bit like how Ed Sheeran would have ended up if he hadn't done the music thing.
Yeah. Do you know who he reminds me of? Do you know Willy Wonka, where the German kid comes and gets stuck in there?
Augustus Gloop. Yeah. Hit this again, like it's
It's his drug though, isn't it? It is drugs for him, and it will kill him one day. So.
He OD'd on potato chips.
On flapjacks.
Look at the size of this cookie. How much was this cookie? $1.35? That is so cheap for a cookie this big. You go to McDonald's and you get.
Oh, those nails, those nails.
I can't even believe how good this stuff is. And that this is fast food.
It is.
My taste buds are like, am I at like a fucking 5-star restaurant?
You knew it was coming.
Am I at a 5-star restaurant? Oh my god.
So Chick-fil-A spicy chicken sandwich is definitely a buy. The waffle fries a buy. Cookie a buy. I'm sure I already said it.
If you are a Chick-fil-A owner, you must be looking at this being like, this kid, my guy.
Yeah.
500,000 views.
I mean, probably not a great advertisement for the healthiness of this stuff, but you know.
You loved it. So that's all we've got time for today's video.
Straight up, unclap your cheeks, daddy, clap.
Oh god. One thing we are taking part in soon, the Wembley Cup.
Oh right, yeah.
EXO, we're going to be winning a trophy. If you want to come see us lift that, tickets sales are in the comments below. If you want to come to Wembley, support the lads, get the shirt. It's all there.
We have some stars with us, legends, those sorts of people, and real footballers as well.
So yeah, it should be good, and check it out. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you later. Cheers.
I think you've got to say EE Wembley Cup.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Sorry, it's the EE Wembley Cup. See you later, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.